serious researchers, they will come up with a flow chart, right, of the data collection procedures. First, what will you do? Second, what will you do? Third, what will you do? And so on. And then at that particular activity, this is the form will be used and so on. So you will have a flow chart that will be good for this qualitative research phase. You have the research process and the activities and so on. Systematically describe and then use a flow chart, nicely drawn flow chart. Okay. After that, of course, you will go to the quantitative phase. So in this quantitative phase, of course, just now qualitative phase, of course, it will be in line with the research objective, in line with the research question, and also in line with the problem, right? And then this 9.3, the quantitative phase is also the same. Whatever you do here is in line with the research title, research problem, research questions, research objective, and the framework. Because these are things that you do to get the data, to get the information, right? To be in line with the research objectives. So this quantitative phase will be mainly to get the quantitative data for your more systematic statistical analysis, right? So this will be more statistical in nature. Of course, in order to do this conclusive research with the statistical analysis, you really need the data which you will obtain from the survey. So with this qualitative phase and the findings, hopefully, of course, you will get the relevant variables or the items of the variables which you will include in your quantitative phase, right? So you will say that you will do a questionnaire survey using the structured questionnaire which will be designed. And of course, the measurement aspect, right? You have to talk about the measurement aspect, what are the variables, and so on, with a nice operational definition table showing all the variables and also the dimensions and items of the dimensions with the source that you are actually getting them from, right? Remember, we have already learned this, the ODT, okay? And with this nicely done ODT, the table, then you will design the questionnaire, right? Using Word, you design the questionnaire. Maximum 4 pages, for example. Try to comply with this because we don't want a very long questionnaire, right? Do it nicely, maximum 4 pages questionnaire, okay? So the questionnaire, of course, we have the introduction, the letter to the respondent, then you have the section A, the demographic information, then the section B, mainly the independent variable, right? And with all the dimensions and all the items listed nicely, and then with also the scoring continuum, scoring technique at the side there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? So you will design them nicely. And then let's say the next page will be on the moderating variable, then the dependent variable, and finally maybe you have 1 or 2 open-ended questions asking for their suggestions and so on. So you do a nice questionnaire to be enclosed in your proposal. Of course, again, we will learn this in near future, how to design the questionnaire, right? So you design the question in Word format first, right? 4 pages. And later on, you will convert this to an online questionnaire. Let's say using Google Form, right? Or you can use, let's say, SurveyMonkey, right? To design the online questionnaire, all right? So with this online questionnaire, later on you will say how you will actually distribute the online questionnaires using the social media or any other online mechanism, right? So you will have to show the nicely designed questionnaire using Word document, and also you have to show the nicely designed online questionnaire. All right, online questionnaire. Right. So of course, later on you will show us the online questionnaire URL link and also the screenshot of the online questionnaires, page 1, page 2, and so on. Okay. So with that, the research instrument is done. And you have to tell us the sampling. How will you select the respondents to represent the voices of the population that you have targeted? Right? How will you select using the random sampling technique and so on? All right. And also you need to tell about the sample size. How many respondents will be selected to represent the various groups of the respondents? Okay.
Macam mana tadi,
And
sir?
how will you determine the sample size also need to be explained, huh? And
Sample
after
Sir,
size
that,
slowly,
macam
sir,
mana, sir?
slowly.
huh?
Saya dapat kecap, sir. Saya dapat kecap.
The sampling part,
Yeah,
sir. The sampling part, sir. Slow, slow.
Sampling. Macam mana tadi, sir?
sampling.
Yang size.
In a sampling, we would like to, of course, as a researcher, you would like to get the data from the representative samples, right? For example, you want to know the tourist experiences with the homestay, right? You would like to get the data from the local tourists and also the foreign tourists, right? Because these are the people who visited the homestays, right? So you tell us how do you carry out the sampling, right? The sampling. So you will have the target population, then you will tell us how you will select the samples and so on. Okay. And there are various techniques of selecting them, either non-probability sampling technique or probability sampling technique. So you will explain to us the sampling techniques and also the procedures that you will use to select them, right? And also the sample size, how many of them, for example, local tourists, how many of them will be selected? How will you select them? And then foreign tourists, how many of them will be selected and how will you select them? So you will explain them nicely. Of course, that the details you will learn later on, right? Maybe in week 9 and week 10, you will learn that. Okay. Now it's just to introduce to you what are the things that you will cover in this part of the proposal. Okay.
I see. Okay, okay.
And after that, you will talk about the data collection methods online. So you tell us exactly how will you carry out the data collection online. Again, you will have the flow chart. That will be good, huh? Step 1, step 2, step 3. How will you do it? Okay, for your data collection online. Okay, the procedure.
Flow chart.
And finally, when you have collected the data, how will you process the data and analyze the data? And you will have the process again. Okay. In your data analysis, of course, I suggest to you here, please analyze the respondent characteristics in your respondent profile. And then please analyze the goodness of the measures using reliability and validity. And later on, you analyze with that, you can achieve the research objective 1. Okay. And later on, you analyze the means and compare means between groups or among groups of the respondents. Right. With this analysis, in fact, you can achieve your research objective number 2. Right. And after that, you will do the relationship analysis. Right. You would like to investigate the relationship among the dimensions, the relationship between the, let's say, independent variable and the dependent variable. You analyze the role of the moderating variable, right? How this moderating variable is affecting the relationship between the independent and the dependent variable. So all these are relationship analysis. Okay. So with that, you will achieve the objective number 3. Okay. So your statistical analysis here are well planned because you will achieve the research objective 1, 2, and 3. Upon the analysis, of course, you get the information. Okay.
So, ada soalan.
And then will be the summary of your proposal. Okay.
Okay, okay. Nantilah.
I mean summary of your methodology, sorry. Okay. And then the conclusion for your proposal, let's say one paragraph. After that, the references. Of course, the list of references will be using the APA format. Okay, please download the APA format and really follow the format, how to write the references, right? You have done that in your article critique the other day, right? So in the proposal also the same, do the references. In this case, the references, this one we have to be very specific as well. Let's say about 50, right? Boleh? 50 references, because you should have read more than 50 actually, more than 50, okay? Literature. So you list down all the journal articles and books and conference proceedings, or even the websites or newspapers and so on, those that you have read. Of course, majority, of course, could be 90% and above should come from your journal article, right? Journal articles, mainly the journal articles. And after that, you have, of course, these references here from the beginning here, cover page, until references here, right? We'll be using your Word document, Word document, right? Then you have the appendixes, even appendixes like Gantt chart also in Word, and then this interviewee form also in Word, and in Word, all these can be in Word, all right?